Hey guys, it's your buddy, your pal, it is the IT Collector, and today we're going to be doing a nice comparison video of the Micro Galaxy Squadron TIE Bomber versus the Action Fleet TIE Bomber as well. Right off the bat, you can tell some differences already. If you're not familiar with the Action Fleet line, this was super popular in the late 1990s. I think 1998, around there, and they were all miniature versions of the ships and vehicles and stuff from the original trilogy, because back then they didn't have all the shows that we have now, and I believe episode 1 just came out, so they did push out stuff from episode 1 around the same time. But what we're going to do is focus on this new line. If you're not familiar with the Micro Galaxy Squadron, they also have come, 25 years later, and now they're releasing small scale ships, as you can see here, and you can see other vehicles and ships that I have. If you haven't checked out my channel, there's a lot more comparisons between the two. So maybe you can check out this review and see which one you want to find. These are currently in the store and online. These are pretty much, you could only find on eBay or places like that, aftermarket third-party sellers, because they're older, but they are available. You can find them, and they're pretty much around the same price. Of course, some are more rare than others, so you're going to see some that are more expensive. But either way, this was a really cool line. It was awesome to display because of the size. You can fit as a ton of ships in there compared to the larger, to match the action figures. Those are just really big. I mean, I've seen a lot of cool displays with them hanging from the ceilings and things like that. You could do the same with these, but either way, we're gonna dive deep into these two, mainly the new line, so you can see if it's for you, and also if you want to see comparisons just with the older line or other ships and stuff, vehicles. So without further ado, let's dive into this bad boy and let's take a look. So like most of these Micro Galaxy Squadrons, they all come with this blueprint, collectible blueprint they call it. I don't know if anyone actually collects them, maybe kids. You cut them out and you can collect them. Each figure or each ship vehicle comes with them. And then it just shows the other ships on the line, and also what opens up and closes and is movable in these line here for Micro Galaxy Squadron. So here it is out of the box. This is the Micro Galaxy Squadron one. You can see it's that classic TIE Bomber look. This is the back. You can see the tail lights, if you will. Wings are pretty standard. This has more detail than, I believe, the Action Fleet, and we'll get into that in a second. This is the cockpit. You can see here, not too much detail. Let me look at this angle. Not too much detail, but it, for an inch finger. So what can you do? For what it is, it's decent. One thing that they did add detail is this compartment. This is the bomb area. So they actually did put in bombs. So that is pretty darn cool. I was impressed by that detail that they did. You can see that's the bomb door down here, bomb bay doors. So very cool. That I like. I mean, I'm used to the other version that, it's a toy, so who's going to open that up and care? But they actually spent the time and did that. There's not much of a paint job. There is no paint job, actually, on any of the parts or engine or anything like that. I don't think this has landing gear. Just sits as is on the wings anyway. So that makes sense. So let's take a look now at the comparison. So one major thing, if you don't know about this line, is these, which was kind of cool, these came with this display stand. So you can put all the ships and vehicles on this stand, put it on your desk, put it in your display case, and it's like as if they're flying, or just not on the ground. So that's kind of cool. But right now, and it says Star Wars Action Fleet. So right now I'm gonna take it out. Again, it just lands there on the wings, or sits there on the wings. Let's open up the cockpit. So the difference already is this one slides back. There's a little pilot in there. If you're not familiar with these guys, they are about 1 inch. Usually, is it this one? Yeah, this one, the feet are connected, and Micro Galaxy Squadron, they are not, and I'll show you that in a second. We'll put him aside for now. There's no detail in the cockpit. It's just a hole for them to hang out in there. Sorry, my lighting's not the best. Again, there's no paint job on this one either. This is tough to slide forward. So on this one, there are no bomb bay doors. This one, they made it more like a toy, which is interesting. So unfortunately, I just shot a missile out of here, toy, spring loaded it, and I cannot find it. Shot it into a corner, and gosh, only the man upstairs knows where that went. Maybe my cat took it. Anywho, this was the trigger down here. You slide the missile, little plastic neon green missile in there, and then you aim and you can shoot. It shoots it out, spring loaded through there, so there are no bombs or detail or anything like that. There is this compartment here. I don't know if that's what they were trying to mimic. There's nothing that goes in there. There's no maybe others figures or one figure you could put in there, but nothing as cool as the other one. This still looks great. I mean, the display and everything. One thing I never understood, maybe you guys can tell me, was what's with the colors? I remember the larger ships, same thing. Some of them were gray, some of them were this color. I've seen the movie a million times. I don't know. Tell me what that's about. I forget. But yeah, here's the size comparison. You can see here that the action fleet is a lot bigger. So the interesting thing about action fleet versus Micro Galaxy Squadron is that these are pretty much all one scale. They doesn't matter what it is. The AT-AT, a giant vehicle, is this size. And obviously, it's supposed to be huge. Oh, look at the size of that back there. So obviously, that's different. That's the ATTE back there. So you can see the size comparison. And that's the beauty of Micro Galaxy Squadron. They're a little bit more to scale. They're not obviously to scale, but they're a lot better with a comparison of between ships. So you're gonna have let's say Luke Skywalker's land speeder. It's gonna be small compared to these other ships. Luke Skywalker's land speeder is the same size as this, pretty much, in this action fleet line. So that's a big difference, big I guess selling point for a lot of people. It's still a great line, both of them. I have both of them. Make sure you check out my review. I have my collection of Action Fleet on one of my videos, so check that out. And then lastly, we're going to compare the pilots. So here is the TIE pilot for the for the Micro Galaxy Squadron, and then as we saw already, that is the one for the Action Fleet line. So a little bit of detail on both of them. I don't know why this one's helmet looks silver, but they're both pretty much the same size. This one's a little bit bigger. Like if this is a full inch, this is just a little under an inch. So their feet are not connected. That's another difference between the two. But not much of a difference in general of the figures themselves. So you can actually swap them out if you happen to have both. So yeah, there is a good look at this beautiful bomber. So there you have it. There is a nice in-depth review between the two. I thought they're pretty awesome. As you can tell, they're fun to own, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, excellent to display because of their size. As I mentioned before, make sure you check out my videos, my channel, because I have ton Micro Galaxy Squadron comparisons with the other Action Fleet collection that I have. So make sure you check that out, as they keep pumping these new ones out. Even though they're the original trilogy, I have a lot of the ones from the original trilogy, so we can do comparison videos. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, because not only do I have a ton of Star Wars stuff, I have a lot of Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles, a lot of stuff from the 80s, 90s, early 2000 era, Lord of the Rings, Terminator, Predator, all that good stuff. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and it's informative. And as always, stay collecting, my friends.